I walk in the Dollar General and I say, I need some Longhorn Lester. And you watch my Longhorn Lester videos, you know that I'm not as dumb as what sometimes the videos appear to make me look. You do know that, right?
My favorite is Carl and you.
You like Carl? We are looking for wasp and hornet spray. Here's a double pack. I'm gonna quiz her on something and see how much she knows me. I'm gonna ask you all the same question before she gets over here. What is my favorite drink? What's my favorite beverage? How well do you know Longhorn Lester? We're gonna find out how well she knows me. I'm gonna quiz you right quick.
Oh no, no.
So how well do you know your Longhorn Lester? What is my favorite beverage to drink? And I have this horrible addiction, and you don't know, do you?
I don't know.
You're about to find out. It's Dr. Pepper. So you don't know me very well at all then, ma'am. If you don't know that, what's your name? You're Tracy? Dr. Pepper Cream Soda.
Yes.
There we go. That was a nice lady. And how blessed are we to be able to have people in the neighborhood who watch the channel. And then it's always fun to see someone's face light up when you run across them and they're like, I watch your videos. And it seems like surreal. And I just like say, hey, listen, just know that I'm not as dumb as some people say I am about the way I work with animals. And it's not as bad anymore. I think over time it's starting to slack off a little bit, some of the criticism. But if y'all think about it, this is what I've always said, and this is true. There are thousands, plural, there are thousands of animal channels that people could go watch. So what makes our channel any different? We have to add the entertainment value. We do. We have to add the entertainment value. Because sorry, but us Texas farmers do with our billy goats. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yes. One more. Come on. I have some. She's licking me in the legs. Okay. Baby, please. People are going to talk about me. They're going to say horrible things about me. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. He's not getting any better. And so I've noticed that Roland has just begun to adjust to life without the use of his legs. Because otherwise you're watching an informative, do-it-yourself, this is how I do it, this is what I do, and those pages are a dime a dozen. No offense to the channels that do that, but what makes our channel a little bit different is the entertainment value you get. Well, I like to call it edutainment. Edutainment, because you're learning as you're being entertained. But thank you, Miss Tracy. And she says she's absolutely fine with me having her on a video. So, and I got me a Dr. Pepper, and hopefully she learned something. And if you guys don't already know this, this is my addiction right over here. Yeah, you know, I'm like every man. I have little addictions to a lot of stuff, but my major addiction right over here.
Survivor. I'm a survivor. Who will be the ultimate survivor? Let's find out when you spend a day in our shoes. All you creators, our sanctuary is waiting. Who will win the title? Well, it could be you. Survivor. I'm a survivor.
Yesterday I was speaking to the vet, sweet lady who came out to the sanctuary and worked with our mini donkeys to get them neutered. And in saying so, she talked to me a little bit about little Gary and some of her concerns for him. I want to walk around the side and show you something that we've been noticing lately. that has us a little bit worried and concerned about Gary. Now guys, don't forget that Gary came to us in December. When I say he came to us, we literally found him on the far back side of our property, and there was this huge laceration on the top of his leg, and he was unable to use this leg. He couldn't put much weight on it. We took Gary up, we medicated him, antibiotics and all that we had to do to help heal that laceration, that inside wound. If you remember, he had septic shock, had set in so bad inside of him that every time he'd take a step, y'all, this is sad and it's hard to hear, but with every step, he was literally pooping pus. Now, I feel like we did a really good job in helping little Gary's inner infection. When Dr. Cochran came out, of course, coming out on site, they don't have the portable x-ray machine and all those things, but just from the examination of Gary, she knew there was probably some permanent damage inside there. There's the mark right there, the old laceration. You can still see where it's healed up. But at that point, Gary was very underweight, and so we had determined to go ahead and not have him put down, but in fact, try to find a way to fatten him up, get him healthy, and we would come back and revisit that whole leg situation later once he was healthy enough to be transported to a place that could do so. Well, here we are 9 months later, and I'm happy to say that Gary's in wonderful health on his inside. His inside is in wonderful health. He's gained so much weight, y'all. But I'm going to tell you something, and you're not going to want to hear this. The vet said yesterday that with all of the weight that he's gained, which is wonderful for him, he has a nice full belly, he's healthy, probably for the first time in his life, truly healthy, but all of that extra weight has more than likely put even more strain on whatever damage is going on here with his leg. And in fact, we've noticed that Gary is not wanting to put any weight on that back leg whatsoever. And in essence, he's pretty much a three-legged bull. We're going to have the doc come out. She wants to put Gary into the squeeze chute and do a little bit further and more thorough examination of him. And we're going to have to make some long-term decisions on Gary. And what she told me yesterday, what we want to make sure is that Gary's not living with extreme pain, and that the longer he lives, the more pain he's going to deal with. Now, I think that if you're like me, I think that we all live with pain. I think most of us live with some sort of pain. And I'm so very torn with little Gary. You guys know that there's things that I want to do with him. What I thought would be an amazing vision for little Gary is to take he and his little friend Trinity over to the sanctuary, put them in the pastures with the ABC donkeys, allow him to help eat some of that grass, give him plenty of shelter, plenty of fresh water. There's also a pond. And also remove him from the pasture with these bulls. You guys already know that even though we don't think that Gary will ever be able to have children of his own, he's not healthy enough to make a ride to be neutered. And when we had Gary out with our female cows, it kept these two were so riled up in the fact that there was a bull out with their ladies that they kept breaking out of my fences to get over there to them. And what we do not want to have is more issues where Tex or Waylon end up trying to mess with Gary in an aggressive kind of a way because they see him as a threat. And in fact, they more than likely do see him as a threat. Even though we know he's not a threat, they don't see it that way. So we really have a lot of decisions to make, friends, in the near future. And we're in no rush. I don't mean to say the near future, but now as the weather's cooling off, now's the time of year to start making some decisions. So we're going to have the vet come out. and she will do, and we'll try as hard as we can to video all that she's going to do, and she'll talk to us a whole lot about Gary, the here and now, and Gary's future, especially as far as that leg is concerned. I think it's only fair that I let you all know that there are things that people can do, vets can do with smaller animals, dogs and cats and goats, that's just not possible to do with larger animals like Gary. So before you rush off to say, perform a surgery, you know, I don't even know. I mean, the number of comments in the past when it comes to little Gary have been quite absurd. I'm not making fun of you. It's just the fact that you don't know what you don't know. And it will be a whole lot more powerful coming from an actual vet than it is coming from a guy. So let's just hold off a little bit on some of those comments and see what the vet says. And we'll hear what she says the options are. But that day is coming soon.